The first transmission was desperate. To any listening system, the Thrall Empire burns us. Our skies are ash. Please, anyone. It went unanswered for 12 standard cycles. Then a small, quiet ping returned from an unregistered backwater planet in the Sol sector. A simple, calm human voice replied, "Copy that. We heard you. Please hold." That was how the galaxy learned what holding meant to humans. When the Galactic Council first convened to discuss the matter, the atmosphere was smug. The lesser races whispered about primitive Terrans again. The humans had been spacefaring for barely a century. Surely they didn't understand the scope of galactic politics. Ambassador Selakin of the Valtheri droned, "The Thrall Empire is a slaver superpower spanning 40 sectors. Intervention would require 10 coalition fleets and a death wish." The human delegate, Captain Avery Holt, nodded pleasantly. "A death wish, you say? How interesting. We usually call that Tuesday." Murmurs rippled through the assembly. The translator droids hesitated before rendering the human idiom. It was unclear whether it was a joke or a threat. The slave worlds were hellscapes, chained societies ground under the Thrall's empire-wide machine. Their fleets were brutal and efficient, their masters clinically cruel. They'd enslaved 100 species before breakfast. Then Earth sent a relief expedition. It wasn't a fleet of dreadnoughts or shimmering council warships. It was freighters, ugly ones, converted cargo hulls with extra plating, duct-taped weapon mounts, and hand-painted nose art. The first ship to breach the slave world's blockade was the UES Pugnacious, captained by a woman with a grin that could sell chaos by the leader. "Human vessels, identify yourselves," the Thrall commander demanded as the ragtag convoy appeared. "This is Captain Juno Maddox of the United Earth Logistics Corps. We're here for pickup." "Pickup?" the Thrall captain hissed. "Pickup of what?" There was a pause. Then, with the casual cheer of someone ordering pizza, she said, "Your slaves." The first human landing caught the Thrall completely off guard. No one expected humans to land on an active battlefield. No one expected them to broadcast music while doing it. As drop pods screamed through the atmosphere, loudspeakers blasted something called Thunderstruck. The slaves on the ground, ragged, hopeless, and beaten, looked up as streaks of fire fell from the sky, thinking the gods had finally come to end their suffering. They weren't wrong. From the pods emerged humans in armored exosuits, laughing, shouting, cracking jokes over open comms as they advanced through plasma fire. "Check that flank. Copy that. Oh, nice shot, Jenkins. You finally hit something smaller than a moon. Shut up and cover me, you caffeine-fueled lunatic." It was chaos. Beautiful, terrifying chaos. The humans fought like creatures who had learned war as a hobby. By the time the Thrall realized what they had hit them, the first planet's command hub was gone, commandeered by a human sergeant with a wrench, a smile, and an alarming lack of self-preservation. The Council, upon hearing initial reports, assumed it was exaggerated propaganda, until the footage leaked. Millions of views in a single rotation, humans walking calmly through gunfire, slapping armor plates with duct tape, and shouting, it's fine," while firing from the hip. They didn't fight like soldiers. They fought like people who refused to die on schedule. By week 3, humanity had liberated 7 worlds. By week 5, the Thrall Empire declared emergency mobilization. By week 6, the human commander, General Holt, sent the Thrall a single message: "Surrender, or we'll start taking your planets personally." It wasn't bluster. Human fleets began appearing inside Thrall space using unpredictable routes, slingshotting through gravity wells, launching from asteroid catapults, and at least once hiding behind a passing comet.
The Thrall called them chaos demons. Humanity called it creative navigation. One recorded exchange, captured by intercepted comms, went viral. Thrall Captain, you dare defy the Empire? You are surrounded. Human Captain, fantastic. Saves us the trouble of looking for you. The slave worlds didn't know what to make of their liberators. Humans handed them weapons, water, and coffee. Lots of coffee. They rebuilt settlements, patched wounded with nanobots and duct tape, and played guitar around campfires while their orbital guns burned enemy fleets to ash. They spoke gently to children, laughed with the broken, and wept when they saw the scars of oppression. But when a Thrall prisoner tried to bite a medic, the same gentle humans turned silent. The medic, smiling still, handed the prisoner back to his guards and whispered, "Please don't make me do my job twice." That was the first time anyone saw what lay beneath the human smiles. The Thrall counterattacked with overwhelming numbers. Entire sectors burned. On Arc 7, 50,000 slaves were cornered. The Thrall broadcast their imminent execution live across the galaxy, declaring it an example to the human infestation. The broadcast lasted 37 seconds before it cut to static. Then a new feed appeared. It showed humans descending in black armor through clouds of fire. The first one landed, brushed ash off his shoulder, and said into the camera, "Sorry we're late. Traffic." Behind him a Thrall warlord screamed. He didn't finish the scream. When the smoke cleared, the human forces had won again, but this time they left a message. Carved into the steel gates of the Thrall fortress, scorched in plasma, "Slavery ends here." The words became a rallying cry. Slave worlds rose up. Alien species that had once scorned humans began whispering prayers to them instead. And the Council, watching all of this unfold, realized too late that they hadn't unleashed an army. They'd unleashed a story, and stories spread faster than fleets. Ambassador Salakin called an emergency session. "These humans must be contained," he insisted. "They destabilize the order of things." Evelyn Cross, the new Earth representative, smiled thinly. "Yes, we noticed. You're welcome. You'll bring ruin to the balance." She sipped her tea. "Balance," she echoed. "You mean the system that lets empires trade slaves while you all pretend it's diplomacy?" The Archon of Krith hissed. "You humans think you can defy the galaxy?" "Not defy," she said pleasantly. "Reorganize." Then came the Siege of Varen Prime. The Thrall brought everything. 30,000 ships, entire slave armadas forced into service. The humans arrived with one fleet, small by comparison, and a smile. Before the battle, the human admiral addressed his crew. His words were recorded and transmitted live by accident, but history would call it deliberate. "People, out there are species who think we're insane. They're not wrong. They think we're unpredictable, reckless, emotional. They're not wrong either. But they forgot the most important thing. Humans don't fight because we love war. We fight because we hate chains." And with that, the fleet moved. The Battle of Varen Prime was not fought. It was performed. Human ships danced through plasma storms, using gravity as a weapon. Thrall cruisers tried to flank them only to find their own ships turning on each other due to height targeting systems. The humans called the maneuver the double tap. By the end, the Thrall flagship, the dreadnought Obsidian Crown, was surrounded. The human admiral opened a channel. "Admiral Korthak, lovely day for surrender?" "You dare mock me, ape!" "Oh, we'd never mock you," the human admiral replied, smiling. "We'd just correct your life choices." The Obsidian Crown opened fire. It never hit. Instead, every human ship simultaneously fired one shot, each coordinated to strike at the exact microsecond. The Crown vanished in silence. When the explosion cleared, there was nothing left but expanding plasma, and one human ship drifting through the light, broadcasting a single song across every frequency. Frank Sinatra, "Fly Me to the Moon." The Thrall Empire collapsed within the year, but something stranger followed. Former slave worlds, free now, chaotic and hopeful, began forming alliances under human guidance. The humans didn't crown themselves rulers. They built schools, hospitals, fleets for defense, not conquest. And yet, every new government flew one small flag in the corner of their banners, a blue and green sphere. Earth's symbol. Not because they were forced, because they remembered. The council held one last